Hello and welcome back to Banana Republic Adventures. Today we are going to do something a little different. I don't do a lot of gear installs and stuff, but I decided that it would probably be a good idea to get the front diff cover replaced or replace it myself. So I got a spicer. I will put like the specs and all that somewhere on the video so that you can see. I ordered it from Amazon. I'm going to spray paint it black. It is in primer basically, because I'm going to do it black and white to match the Jeep. So here is the Spicer front diff cover for the Jeep Gladiator, the 44 Dana. I'm going to go ahead and paint that now. Alright, so we're going to do flat black first, and then we're going to do white on top of that and leave the ribs black. Well, I know that's a little decorative, but we have a whole plan for the Gladiator, which we will hopefully do in the next few months and share that with you. I'm using a black matte. So we'll get this going and see what it looks like. Alright, here's the paint I used. Rust-Oleum primer. It's a flat black. It is in the evening, so I will have to wait until tomorrow to make sure I got every corner. I believe I did, but we will follow back up tomorrow, and then we're going to tape off some of the fins and then paint it white. Alright, good morning. I forgot to record the removal and replacement of the front differential cover. It is the Spicer. I will try and put the part number somewhere on the video. And I'm going to just show you what I removed and what I've put on, and then I have to fill it with fluid. So here's the old one, the original factory one. Still has the gasket on it. They tell you do not use the gasket. With the Spicer, they give you a glue compound that is a sealant, gasket sealant. So I put that on. As you can tell, this is the original. It's kind of thin metal. There's the thickness of the metal. Here's all the screws or bolts. Took those all out. It wasn't hard to do. Luckily, I have the 2020 Jeep Gladiator Rubicon that has the differential that has a drain pin underneath of it, so I could drain it first and then take the cover off. Apparently, the newer differentials, they don't have a drain plug on the bottom. I don't know why they thought that was a better idea, other than wanting you to come in and get your work done. But I'm grateful that mine have that pin, so I can drain them and even refill them without having to take the front or back covers off of the differentials. So let me show you the new one and what it looks like. So here is the new differential cover, Spicer. By Spicer Dana, and went on really easily. I did have my son help me, Jordan, because when you put it on, it does want to kind of slide around because, again, you've got that glue in there. But it's all in, and it's supposed to sit for like 6 hours. So we've got it all bolted down, and we will take the bottom pin out and fill it with the I think it's 75 W90. The reason why there's two in here is because this differential cover, which is a lot thicker than, you can see the thickness of the metal, that's side rib, but the the metal on the actual diff, you can see, is also pretty thick. So if you hit anything with it, it's going to protect and not crack like the factory one would. Also, these fins are heat exchangers, so that's good to see. And they made it so that the bolts are actually even protected by these fins. So if you were to hit a rock or something, it's going to skip off of these first. It's not going to actually shear any bolts. The reason for the 2 pins is if you were to go lift the vehicle higher, it would tilt. It would tilt the differential this way, and then the fluid would run out. You wouldn't be able to fill it properly, so you'd fill from there. Mine, I don't have that big of a lift or anything like that on it. I only got like a 2.5 inch, so I'm just going to use this one. This will be fine for my use. All right, so I probably won't be able to film putting the fluid in because I got to cut the bag and squeeze the liquid in and need both hands. So here's the liquid that I'm using, fluid, and I like the bags because you can get up in there and twist them and move them around, whereas the bottles are hard and you're running against the steering stabilizer bars and all that, and so it causes a bit of a hassle because they're not flexible. It's supposed to take 1 liter or 1 quart. So I bought 2 bags because I like to get it to at least where it's getting ready to overflow out the hole, so I know I've got enough in there. So let's get at it and see how it goes. So I don't know how well this will come out, but this is what I mean by the bags. You can just put it right in the hole, and I can sit here and squeeze this bag. Once I get most of it in there from the bag, then I will switch positions with the bag and stick it over this bar. Alright, so I ended up putting 1 full bag in. It's a little, I put my finger in there, that's what I usually do, and kind of feel down in. I like to have it right near the top of the bolt. I couldn't, at first it felt like it was there, but I think the liquid got everywhere and it's gone down some, so I'm going to top it off a little bit with some more liquid, some more of the differential oil, and then I'll close it up. Alright, as you can see, I've got it filled. I got a little bit of runoff. I'm going to let that finish. I got a towel down there so it'll absorb it, but then I'll put the cap in and we should be done. Alright, so the pins are in. Screwed them down so that no fluid leaks. As you can see, they've already put Loctite on these bolts here for the seals, and each one of the nuts that came with it, or bolts that came with it, also had Loctite on them. So at this point we're done, and we will get everything cleaned up. We got a little bit of a mess down here, not much though, and then put all our tools away and pack it up. Alright, so we're all done. Thanks for joining us on Banana Republic Adventures. I know I don't normally do a lot of hardware or upgrade videos, but thought I'd share on this one. It's very easy to do. Anybody can do it. You just remember to put the gasket glue that they provide on there. You don't need a lot, but don't try and put the existing gasket back on that Jeep provides. The bolts aren't long enough because the cover, the Spicer cover, is thicker, so the bolts won't be long enough to do the cover and the gasket. So I thought about getting longer bolts, but this is how Spicer recommends to do it, so I'm going to go with that and see how it does. I'll drive it around a bit, see if it leaks or if there's any issues. Otherwise, thanks for joining us, and we will see you next time.